Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. And now we talked about using the Cheshire NMR database and in your calculations. And now we're going to talk about how to use these scaling factors with your results or with your NMR data that you have got. So now I'm going to tell you about some other useful scripts that I have. So if you go to the my Python GitHub repository for CREST scripts. I'll give this link in my in the description of the video. And if you look here, I have prepared a complete package for CREST conformational analysis. So it has the scripts to separate the conformers, and then you have the script to make the NMR calculations, optimization, optical rotation NMR calculations from it. And once you have all those calculations, you submit them, you run them, and then you got all these files. Then you have other scripts to get their energies. This is basically for energies and optical rotation. And then you have another script for Boltzmann averaging, which is down here, NMR Boltzmann averaging. It has a separate folder, so it has its own script. And then it has a guideline how to use it. But in the CREST scripts, I have also put two Excel files which are really useful. So one is for energies and optical rotation, just to compare the molecules, and then the second one is for uh, your data analysis. So now we are going to download the first one. This one, get SCF energy. So I've told in the previous scripts how to download it. You can just make a file here and put in the extension .py and copy the contents of this file, or you can simply download the file right from here. So I've already downloaded the files. Now I will tell you how to use them. And for that, so you first need to use the file, which should be out here. So yeah, it's back in this folder. And now what will I do is I will just cut this folder and put it back here in the man directory. It's been used by Gaussview, so yeah, here it is. And now if you look, your scripts are here and the folder is here. You can use them from anywhere, but I just did it because I want you to be at ease at least and understand how things are happening in this video. So now we have a script here and we are in this folder in our Ubuntu. So for Ubuntu, I use the Windows subsystem for Linux. You can install it and it's really helpful in Windows that you have a Linux repository. So now if we go to our all conformer calculations, and I'll just make a list view so you can see everything. So if I just enter this folder and I run the script python3 // means I'm running a script in this directory, and get scf energies.py. So you just run this script and it gives you this file, which is a CSV file with all the SCF energy. So if you just increase the size of the column, you can see that it gives you the files, their SCF energy in atomic units in kilojoule per mole. It also gives you the time the calculation took to complete, but at the moment we don't need it. We can delete it. And then it gives you the optical rotation value. So now what I will do is I will just need to copy these to these two. So these two Excel files are downloaded from the GitHub repository I told you earlier. So first we'll go to compound one conformer energies, optical rotation, etc. So you can see that this is the sheet. So what I will do is I'll just delete this folder, this column as well. So I just need file name here, and then SCF energy in Hartrees, and then the optical rotation here. And the rest of the things will be calculated by the formula. So if I just select them, And what I'll also want to do is I'll just, if you look here, I'll sort it by the energies before copying. So if you sort it by SCF energy, this column, smallest to largest values, you will see that it has got some rearrangement. And now you copy and paste it. So when you paste it, it's not wise to do Control V because it will disturb the formatting of this file. So if you just right click and use this values only, it will just copy the values, and you can see that the sheet has quite a long, it has a capacity of 100 molecules. You can increase or decrease it. But if you copy your files here, you will see that now you've got the relative energies in kilojoules per mole of all the conformers, and then you've got their optical rotation values of individual conformers, and then you got the Boltzmann factor, Boltzmann percentage. So this first molecule contributes 19% to the total ensemble, the second 15, and then so on. And then you got their weighted alpha D. Like weighted means the Boltzmann averaged alpha D value. And here is the total alpha D value for the molecule, which is a sum of all these weighted alpha D values. So now you can see that if you just select them, you can see that how many of your conformers, for example, if you look here, so the sum is 90. It means your first 11 conformers are contributing 90% to the total ensemble, and the rest of the conformers have very little contribution according to Boltzmann averaging. So now we can just save it, and we can then have a quick look if any of two conformers have same alpha D values, and these two ones appear to have quite similar alpha D values. So I'll just highlight them, and then we can quickly have a look. And here you go again. So these ones also have quite similar alpha D values. And when you look at the alpha D values, it's also better to look at the relative energies. And you see that their relative energies are also same. So it means they might be duplicates of the same molecule. And then these two are also, I'll give them a different color probably. These are also duplicates of each other. It was a very simple molecule, so it's not unusual to get so many similar molecules at the end. And these are all duplicates again, and then these two are also duplicates. So what I will do now is I will just I'll just move these duplicates. So if you want, you can have a look at them. So I'll just move the duplicates at the end just to make things easier. So let's see, conformers 6 and 4 are looking as duplicates. So if we open them in Gauss view, conformer 4 and conformer 6. So now if you look at them, you can see that they look identical. There isn't any difference, and even if you can measure the bond angles and etc., you can see that they are same. So that's why I use this optical rotation tool, which is really good. And now I can just cut all these and keep only one and paste them here. And then from these two, I will cut this one and paste it here. And then these two are same. I will cut one and put it here. And then what I will do is I will cut these ones and paste here. So now you can see that we have got a little mix of different conformers. These two also look quite similar, so I'll also cut one of them and paste here. So now what I will do is this one as well. So this won't happen if you have a bigger molecule. Yeah, because it's very small one. So yeah, that this and it was very simple. So you're seeing that after CREST conformational analysis, we got quite a few similar conformer. So now we will just create a folder here and name it duplicates. And we can move all these conformers, these ones, number 4 and number 20. Similarly, number 14, 12, 19, 21, 12, 19, 21, and 15, 30, and then 29, 26, 28, 13, 18, 28, 13, and 18. So we move all these to duplicates, and now uh, we can simply delete them from here or keep this sheet and just make a copy, create a copy, and yeah, we can keep a copy for just for our record and delete these ones. Then you will see the Boltzmann percentage now. So we can just make them no highlight, and now you can see the Boltzmann percentage has improved for different conformers. And yeah, so these are your final conformers for which we need NMR. We really don't need NMR for the duplicates. So what will we do now is we will run another script which is called Boltzmann averaging. So I will just say Python 3 // Boltzmann averaging, and it will give me another CSV file, which is the Boltzmann-averaged CS NMR. So now is the last step. We can open the second Excel sheet, which we downloaded from the GitHub repository, and I will keep it on this side. So yeah, this sheet is it is a bit lengthy, but I will try to finish this video. In this video, I don't want to make another video. It's getting too long already. So now what will we do is we will look at this sheet. What it is giving you is it is basically conformer names, their SCF energies. If your calculations got Gibbs free energies, it will use them. Otherwise, it will use the SCF energies. And then it will give you relative energies in kilojoule per mole, and then Boltzmann factor, Boltzmann percentage for each conformer, and then the shielding tensor for each atom. And at the end, it will give you a Boltzmann average NMR shielding tensors down here. So yeah, that's the data you need to use in this other sheet now. Yeah, it seems that we've already got beyond 13 minutes, and I really don't want you to look for these long videos. They get boring real quick. So I'll just split it into the next video. I'll stop it here and create the next one to show you how to copy this data into this sheet and then get the final NMR table for it. So watch the next video for the remaining part. Thanks and bye.